Game On is brought to you by the Bucks County Community College.
Hello, welcome into our Game On Beat the Expert show. I'm your host, Jeff Bideman, and I'm joined here today by Renee Washington, Drew Markle, and Jen Woogas, and we are here to break down all the action from this week's big games. Now, if you've taken a look at the standings lately, you found that we are all actually very bunched up at the top. Jen, unfortunately, you are on the bottom of that bunch.
The world needs ditch diggers too.
Hallelujah.
There you go. Hey, but you know what? You are only 5 spots out of that top spot.
Well, that makes me feel great. You know, it's a good thing that I don't derive my self-worth from my Beat the Experts record.
Yeah, well, there you go. Well, with that being said, and since I'm in a nice mood here, I'll let you start things off. Big game in the Continental Conference, North Penn, Penridge.
You know, Penridge a couple weeks ago shut out Perk Valley, and they were very excited, you know, gained a lot of confidence, shall we say, the Penridge defense did from that game. Well, now's the time to show just how good you are, Penridge defense, but I'm still picking North Penn.
I'm going to agree with Jen and take North Penn. Penridge is getting better, and I think teams like Penridge and CB South think North Penn might be ripe for the picking, but I'm still going to go with the Knights.
Yeah, and I'm impressed by how Penridge has not given up a touchdown in the last 2 games. But I also agree and think that this game, North Penn with Justice Henley or whoever they put at quarterback that day, they're going to be able to beat Penridge.
You know what? 4 weeks ago, I would have thought this game's not even close, that they don't even belong on the same field. But I'm convinced now that Penridge can stay in this game. I'm not convinced they're going to win. North Penn, right, I think, is going to win. But I think this is going to be a competitive
Good
game.
Assessment.
And I'm not sure when the season started I would have thought that.
Regardless, they're both playoff teams.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely they are. All right. We go from an interesting game in the Continental to a very intriguing game in the National Conference, Truman at Neshaminy, Renee.
You know, I like the momentum that Truman has right now at 4-0. So I'm going to just ride that wave and take them to 5-0. I'm going with Truman. Yes,
okay.
I know.
We'll see. I mean, for right now, I still have to go with Neshaminy. You know, coming off a shutout last week. You know, is Truman for real? I think they are, but it gets a little harder this week. I'll take Neshaminy.
You know, I'm feeling a little reckless abandon here. I saw Coach Galen Snyder leaving. He's the defensive coordinator at Truman on Friday night after I picked Council Rock South, who Truman beat 42-0. I saw
That's
him.
why you're in last place.
I saw
you
him leaving the field,
okay,
and I
Which
tried
only
to
5
avert
out,
his
okay.
gaze. I hoped he wouldn't see me. But he said, "Hey, Jen, how you doing?" And I was so embarrassed because I had picked so badly in that game. So I feel like I owe it to Truman, and I honestly think they can win, so I'm going to pick the Tigers.
All right. We're going to go 2-2 here. I think Neshaminy, I'm going to say the same thing that I said about Truman, however, that I said about Penridge 5 weeks ago. And you all knew. I thought they were going to be good. I didn't think this would have been a game they would have been in. But you know what? They're going to be in this game. I think it really is going to be close. I like Neshaminy in it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Truman pulled it out.
And Neshaminy's defense looked a little bit soft at times against the big play, and Truman can really rip off those big plays.
Exactly.
And now for more of our picks this week. And now for some more of our spotlighted picks this week. Drew, we have a very interesting interconference matchup. Central Bucks West traveling to Ben Salem.
Jeff, I flipped the coin and came up Ben Salem.
Yeah, I agree. This is a tough one, but I actually went West on this one.
Well, I've been wrong on both these teams all season long. I don't know. I'm going West.
All right, you know what? I've been wrong on West all year. I can't seem to get any of their games right. I think last week against North Penn was the first one I nailed. But I like Ben Salem in this game. I think the Owls move to 5-0. All right, Jen, back at you here. Our final game this week and a big rivalry game, Upper Moreland at Hatboro Horsham.
Yeah, the first of 2 meetings this year. I think the Hatters take the first.
Jeff, I think Hatboro is the best team in a pretty good American conference, and they're a little bit better than Upper Moreland. I'll take the Hatters.
Yeah, and I saw this game last year on Thanksgiving Day, and I also talked to both these teams during preseason, and this is definitely a game circled on their schedule, but I'm going to stick with the Hatters on this one.
Tell you what, I think Upper Moreland has a chance to stay in this game because of that running game. but I do like Hatboro Horsham. I agree with Drew. I think they are the best team in the American Conference. So, all right, that'll do it for our picks this week. A reminder, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at HS Game On. Be sure to check out all of our video highlights as the game action ends on Friday night. Thanks again for watching, and all of us will see you next Wednesday for our Athlete of the Week show.